What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. For the second day in a row, we're not going to be doing an off-season rebuild. The Knicks and the Warriors both stayed alive yesterday, so today we're going to be doing the other side of the trade of the rebuild that we did yesterday. We did a Giannis Antetokounmpo, or blowing up the Milwaukee Bucks, I should say, rebuild yesterday, where we traded Giannis to Portland. So today we're going to be doing a Giannis Antetokounmpo Blazers rebuild. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one, subscribe if you are new to the channel. As always, greatly appreciated. I do want to address a couple things up top. I got your guys' message yesterday. Some of you guys are starting to get tired of me making trades with the Blazers, and I totally understand that. So this will be the last one for a while, I promise you that. Until at least the draft lottery is something actually happens, I won't be doing it again. Reason I've been doing it is because the Blazers are in a desperate position where they're going to have to try to do something, whether it's trading Dame or getting him a star. I feel like they're literally, their backs are against the wall. Dame has made it clear that this team needs to do something, which is why I think it just makes a ton of sense for Portland to be offering a bunch of things to go get somebody. Like, if real, I don't know, this is like an obviously dream scenario here, which is why I do rebuilds on them, because they're probably not going to happen, which is why I do them so early, which is why I've done an Embiid one. I'm going to be doing a Giannis one. So that's why I've been kind of doing them, just because obviously the backs are against the wall for the Blazers. They need to do something, whether it's trading Dame or getting him a star. So it's the same trade as yesterday. I gave the Bucks pick number 2, Simons, Shaedon Sharpe, Nasir Little, and as many picks as I could throw at them. I even threw another first round pick in there. I gave them 2025 and 2027. If I go all the way out to 2029, I would probably give them that as well. So basically, Milwaukee walks away with Anthony Simons, Shaedon Sharpe, and then either Scoot Henderson or Brandon Miller in the draft. So literally the same thing as yesterday. So the only thing I'm going to do for Milwaukee real quick is move Anthony Simons to point guard. That way they have that done, and Shaedon Sharpe and Simons can be their backcourt. But we have Damian Lillard and Giannis Antetokounmpo. But like I mentioned, you guys were saying you're tired of it, and I get that. I won't do it again until something actually happens. And then, of course, when the draft lottery happens, I will be doing probably a bunch of draft lottery rebuilds, depending where the Blazers are at. We'll see what we want to do with that rebuild. But regardless, aside from all that, let's just focus on Giannis and Dame and how we're going to build a good team around these two now that they're paired up together. Another thing I also want to say is Chris Haynes reported back when Giannis Antetokounmpo, before he signed his extension, was heavily considering potentially joining Portland. Him and Dame were talking about what it would look like to either play in Milwaukee or play in Portland. The problem with playing in Milwaukee is Milwaukee doesn't have any assets anymore because they traded it for Drew Holiday, which Portland, in my mind, has some decent assets in Shaedon Sharpe, Simons, whichever draft pick they get in the lottery, and then future first on top of that. So, and then I guess Nasir Little is an okay throw-in as well. He's nothing crazy, but you got him as well. But Chauncey Billups, I'm going to keep that all the same, although I think Chauncey, I'm not sure if I like him as a head coach. He is probably going to stay here. I don't see Portland firing him because they're very cheap right now, and they're not going to just try to fire him and then pay somebody else. They're just, the owner is operating in such a cheap way at this moment. We do have a second round pick, so I guess we could try to take advantage of that. I don't know if we can get like some good big man depth, because that was something Portland was really lacking. And I see Darryl Holmes here, and that's going to be my selection, because man, did we not have enough big depth last year. We only had Eubanks and Nurkic on the roster, and if you guys know anything about Nurkic, he has availability issues all the time. So we're going to be signing Darryl Holmes. I don't know if he'll be playing right away, but we might have to bank on him playing right away. Wofford, Keon Johnson, Kevin Knox, I'll accept all those. And then qualifying offers, Kevin Reddish and Matisse Thybulle are both free agents, so probably gonna have to bring both of them back for depth, because we're not gonna have a ton of options right now. If you look at the roster, since we did gut it a little bit, we don't have a shooting guard and we don't have a small forward at this moment. Now that's gonna change once we resign Jeremy Grant. Nurkic will have to be the starting center. I think he's probably going to be looked at as a negative contract for a lot of teams. A lot of teams aren't going to be lining up to trade for Yusuf Nurkic. The availability issues, the finishing issues, and I think he just has a bad rep around the league, even though I think he's like, he's not anything special, but he's not like as terrible as people paint him out to be, in my opinion. Regardless, though, we need a shooting guard. So the best shooting guard options that we can snag, I mean, we could maybe try to trade for one as well. But one thing we're for sure doing is resigning Jeremy Grant. I'm 100,000% confident Jeremy Grant will be back in Portland this offseason. I know there's a bunch of teams saying, unless we trade Dame, obviously. But if Dame is still on the roster, I'm 100% confident Jeremy Grant will be back. He will be getting overpaid. He'll be getting around like almost $30 million per year. It's going to be like a Tobias Harris type contract, where we're going to look at it years down the line and be like, man, he is getting overpaid. But Portland doesn't have a choice. So honestly, I think this is going to be way higher. I really do think he's going to get paid around like 29 or 30 million this offseason. I can't remember exactly what he can get paid, but it's going to be something like this, I promise you, because Portland does not have a choice. If they let him walk for nothing, that would be terrible. So I'm going to be signing him to that fact extension, because that is what he's going to get. promise you that's what it's going to look like, because he did not sign the 4-year 112 during the season that he could have signed. He waited to this point where he could sign a little bit more. So yeah, that extension is going to be very, very big, I promise you. Regardless though, now that we have Jeremy Grant at that small forward spot, we're going to move him there, and it's going to be looking like this. So we got Dame, no shooting guard. We have Grant, Giannis, and Nurkic. So we basically have a starting 5 outside of a shooting guard. We don't really have a bench. Our bench is actually non-existent. So we have to fill out the rest of the roster in one off season. It's not going to be the easiest thing in the world. The main thing we need to do is get a shooting guard in this team, because we do not have one at the moment whatsoever. Today's video is brought to you by Prize Picks. The NBA playoffs are officially upon us, and there's no better way to get more out of the NBA playoffs that you're watching with Prize Picks. Prize Picks is a player props app that allows you to bet overs or unders on the players you love watching. Let me show you the website. Prize Picks is available on mobile or desktop. Currently, we're on the desktop version, and you're going to be opened up with this. Basically, you have every sport you can imagine. You got tennis, soccer, PGA, CSGO if you're into stuff like that, MMA, but we're here for the NBA. The play-in tournament is officially starting, and I'm looking at some of these props right here, and I'm feeling juicy. So all you basically do, you can choose between 2 to 6 players. This is my favorite way of getting more out of the game I'm watching. I'm already going to watch the game, so might as well have some fun with it. So let's say I wanted to go Clint Capella over points, and let's say I want to go like maybe over Tyler Hero's prop as well. You just go more and more. 3 or 2 players is 3 times your money, and you can go all the way up to 25 times with 6 players. If you're still unsure about it, here are some examples of winnings I've had in the past, and you can go ahead and sign up with my link down in the description below. Use code Crushables. They're matching your deposit dollar for dollar up to $100 for first-time users. Thank you, Prize Picks, for sponsoring today's video. Our best option 100% is literally to sign Donte DiVincenzo. I don't really see a better option than this, so I'm going to be giving Donte DiVincenzo $10 million per 3 years, for 3 years I should say. So DiVincenzo will be my big signing, and then I don't really have a lot of money left over to do anything else. I'm going to have to bring back Eubanks. I don't really want him to be my backup center. I think he's a little overrated. A lot of people think he's so good because of the block chasing, but if you actually watch Portland games, he's out of position a lot. So I'm going to sign Matisse Thybulle back as well. We're going to need him, and I'm probably going to have to bring back Cameron Reddish on top of that. So that will be kind of what we have so far. Is there anything else I can bring in? Not really. So the rest of what we can do is going to have to be through the trade market. So right now, this is just looking absolutely terrible, the benches anyway. So I'll be moving Trendon Watford to the 4. Might have to trade him, honestly, so don't be surprised if I trade him. But we're going to move him to the 4 for now. Eubanks and Darryl Holmes would be our backup big men. I'm going to have to hope Darryl Holmes just keeps developing like crazy. I might even play him right away. I don't know. I guess Eubanks isn't bad in 2K, so you could probably just play him. We have Knox, Jabari Walker, and we have Keon Johnson as like assets, if you want to call them assets left over. So we need a backup guard in the worst way possible. So that's probably what we're going to be looking for next. We really couldn't find much of anything, and this is the first time I think in history of 2K for me that I've actually used this player mentorship thing. So I don't really know what to expect. But I'm going to try to use it here. I'm going to have Nurkic mentor Darryl Holmes. We shall see how that goes. I have no idea what to expect, but we're going to use it for the first time. I literally have never used it before, I don't think. So let's try to use it. Right now, if we look at our rotation and wants to start Matisse Thybulle, so it'll be Dame, Thybulle, Grant, Nurkic, Giannis. I said that backwards, but what I'm saying. DiVincenzo, Eubanks, Cameron Reddish, and Trendon Watford right now is our rotation. So it's not bad, but it's not great. It's because we're running a defensive system, or that's the preferred system. But I am going to go ahead and move it to perimeter centric. That way DiVincenzo starts. Thybulle is fine off the bench. Of course, I'm not set in stone with my bench right now. It's definitely not great by any means. So I'm going to move this perimeter centric, although I should probably keep DiVincenzo off the bench just because he's probably like the only bench scorer that we have, unless we can just rely on Cameron Reddish to develop into that, which I don't know if I can really rely on that. Proficiency, 4 stars per... I mean, maybe we could do this as well. I don't know how this is going to work. So maybe, just maybe, we can do a player mentorship on also. So we already have Nurkic mentoring. I should have been using this more often. I don't know how this is going to go. But what if we could have maybe Jeremy Grant mentoring Cameron Reddish? I don't know how this is going to go, but we're going to try it. So let's go to Cameron Reddish. Or that's Aaron Holiday, not Dame. Cameron Reddish. The only thing we can click, I guess, is catch and shoot. So we'll go with that. And we'll see how that goes. So that's kind of interesting. Should have definitely been using this more. But here I am finally using it. I don't know if it's going to do anything for the players. We shall see. I'm going to simulate this season. See how things go. I'm also going to boost some shot tendencies up real quick as well. So Giannis is rightfully put at a 99, obviously. I want Dames to be a little bit higher as well. Jeremy Grant's right in the right spot. And then since I do need a bench scorer, I'm going to have Reddish go up a little bit. I want Reddish to, I guess, be our bench scorer because there's really nobody else there to do it. So if Reddish can be the guy that everyone thinks he can be, boom, that'd be amazing. But we'll see if that can turn out that way. We will simulate probably to the deadline. If things are going super well, I'll probably just go straight to the end of the season. We'll see what happens, and hopefully I'm a happy man either by the deadline or at the end of the season. So MVP goes to Darius Garland. Vic wins Rookie of the Year in Indiana. You got Poole 6-man, Giannis Defensive Player of the Year in a Portland jersey. It's absolutely beautiful. Darius Garland also wins Most Improved, Bickerstaff Coach of the Year for the Cavs, of course, and Harrison for the Cavs as well. Here's your All-NBA first team. Of course, going to have Giannis representing the Blazers here, which is awesome. All-NBA second team and All-NBA third team do get Damian Lillard here as well, which he made in real life yesterday as well, which is awesome. So all defensive are all rookies. I want to see who Milwaukee drafted. They drafted Scoot Henderson. So they definitely have a lot of guards there in Milwaukee. So not sure what's going to be doing with them. But all defensive team, Giannis was there. So we love to see that. And we're the first seed in the West, which is why I decided not to stop at the trade deadline. We actually ended up 53-29 in the season. So things went pretty decently well. If we look at the player stats for this season, he had 29 from Dame. He had 26 from Giannis. 15 from Jeremy Grant with 3 rebounds. And then Cameron Reddish, we boosted his shot tendency up a little bit. It looks like we gave him a badge. I don't know if he had one earlier or not, but he was actually kind of efficient off the bench at 38% from 3. So I guess he was kind of our bench scorer at this point. DiVincenzo did his thing. Nurkic with 9 and 8 and also have a block. He's not the perfect center, but he's here for now. Eubanks almost a block as well with 8 and 6. Watford was 7.5. And then I don't know if Darryl Holmes went up. And I don't know how the mentorship thing works. I've never actually used it. So I guess I can't look at it right now. Player development, maybe it'll show me. Let's see. I don't know. This is some stuff I've actually never looked at. So what do I look at? Like Reddish? What is it? What does it show me? Anything? Progress and next attribute point. Okay, this is actually kind of cool. I've never actually looked at this before. So Kevin Knox, I don't know. Regardless, let's just go through the playoffs. So we get to play the Mavericks, Luka, Kyrie Irving. So they actually got Kyrie Irving back. Also re-signed Christian Wood. I would hate to lose in round 1, but of course we are playing Dallas with Luka. So anything is possible in this game. Somebody current round against Dallas, and we are going to beat them in 5. So took care of business. Did not get AF seeded, which is amazing. But now we get the Clippers, who ran it back with Kawhi and Paul George, of course, and they have Batum as their starting 4. Bones Highland, and then I just saw some weird stuff about Robert Covington on Twitter. Don't know how true all that was, but I guess I won't talk about it too much. Somebody current round against Clippers, and we beat them. And now we are one step away from the NBA Finals, where we have to play the Lakers, who have D'Angelo Russell, Austin Reeves, LeBron, Vanderbilt, AD, Mo Bamba. So this is going to be a tough matchup. Of course, the Lakers are a tough opponent in real life, so this is only going to be tough here. They are up 1-0. They're up 2-0. We might have met our match unless we win 3 straight, which we do. Do we beat them in 6? We do not. We go to a game 7 in our very first year at home in front of these Portland fans in a game 7 in the Western Conference Finals. I mean, I don't know how the atmosphere would be there, but it's not looking good to start things off. The Lakers might have our number here. And unfortunately, unless we come back, it's not looking like we're going to be, and we are going to come up just short of our goal as we lose in 7 to the Lakers. Somebody current round, and you're going to have the 76ers beat them. So retirements, you're going to have Trevor Ariza, Conley, Brooke Lopez, Patrick Mills. Draft lottery time. Of course, we're going to have a draft pick here, I don't believe. So we got the Spurs at 1 and 3. I'm pretty sure that Hornets pick is protected, but I guess it's not my problem in this video. The Bulls are finally going to get our pick, obviously. And then staff signing, you're going to have Chauncey Billups. I'll leave that the same. I'm not going to change anything because we just obviously made the Western Conference Finals. Almost got to the finals. So if LeBron James can just kind of get out of the way, we'll be fine. I think he's a free agent, so he might sign somewhere else this offseason. So that should help out, and he'll keep going down overall. So I guess the only thing I can really do this offseason is try to upgrade anything that I can. We obviously have no draft picks left, so trying to make upgrades isn't going to be the easiest thing in the world, but we'll try. So we have a 2nd round pick from the Atlanta Hawks. I mean, the only thing I think we could try to upgrade is the center position. Nurkic is fine, but he's nothing special, like I mentioned. So I'm going to try to trade Nurkic. I don't know how easy it's going to be, but we'll see what we can get in return. Here's one upgrade I will try to make is the backup center position. I'm still going to look into trading Yusuf Nurkic, but if I could offer Eubanks and Keon Johnson to Washington, would they take this for Gafford? They do not agree to it. The only thing I really have are like 2nd rounders, and they do agree. So just like that, we get Daniel Gafford to be our backup big man, which I absolutely love. I think he's going to fit perfectly. I mean, technically, we could have him be our starting center, I feel like, if we really wanted to. He put up really good numbers last year, and Nurkic could be traded for something else, I guess, if we really wanted to go that route. But for now, he's our backup center. Don't know how much I could trust Darryl Holmes. And we are going to have a mid-level in free agency as well. I just don't know what I want to use it on just yet. Although we can get like Alvarado for the minimum, and this looking like, and even Isaiah Joe might be able to be gotten for the minimum at this point. So we might have enough money to sign like 3 good players in free agency if we play our cards right. So I think 100% I'm gonna go for Isaiah Joe and also Alvarado. Like, you really can't go wrong with both those guys. We got both of them signed, and I think we can still sign a mid-level, but let me just make sure of that. So we signed both of them, and we still have enough money for one more player. So 2K just blessing me with things that would probably never happen in real life. So as far as what we'd use it on, I mean, I see Jayshawn Tate, but we're pretty good at the 3 position. We have Otto Porter, Bogdan Bogdanovic. We're pretty fine now that we got 2 guards here. We got Alvarado and also Isaiah Joe now, so I think those are going to fit perfectly. I feel like I could maybe make a big trade for like a really good backup, like point guard. I guess not backup point guard, but maybe like a good backup 4. I don't know. That's probably the one position we're lacking pretty badly. I think I'm cool with Reddish. He actually played really good last year. DiVincenzo is great off our bench, so that can make Thibault a little bit more expendable. So I could throw like Thibault, Watford, and maybe like something else together, and maybe we can get like a really good backup 4 that could really help out this team. Sometimes you just get slapped in the face with exactly what you want. I still am to this day upset that Portland could not get Murphy or Herb Jones from that CJ McCollum trade. I'm still super upset about it. I know it may not have been on the table, but I feel like if you just negotiate a little bit more, I know New Orleans really wanted CJ McCollum at the time. Maybe you could have squeezed one of them, but I'm going to make it happen here. We're also going to be getting Leonard Miller from them, so this is probably a terrible trade for New Orleans, but at this point, I'm desperate for a backup 4. So I'll be getting Trey Murphy. So just like that, we now have Gafford and Murphy. Now, I didn't upgrade Nurkic. Like I said, I probably would, but I guess he's fine for now. Let's go straight to player progression. If I feel like I have to trade him at the deadline, I will. So hopefully with the mentorship programs, I don't know if that's going to change the progression on Reddish and also Darryl Holmes. Let's see. So Reddish stays the same. In fact, he went down in overall. So Darryl Holmes actually went up 2. I don't know if that made a difference. I'm not sure. Leonard Miller, Alvarado, DiVincenzo. The only player that did go down is Jeremy Grant. So unfortunate, but I think we have a much better bench now with what we've brought in. I feel like we're ready to go right back to the Western Conference Finals. Giannis and Dame are going to still be doing their thing. So with a better bench, I feel like the sky will be the limit. I mean, the Lakers may be worse. That was the only team that stopped us last year. Of course, we got some of those other young teams getting better, so it's not guaranteed or anything. But Dame, DiVincenzo, Jeremy Grant, Giannis, Nurkic, Gafford, Isaiah Joe, Trey Murphy, and Jose Alvarado. I feel like that's a really good bench. Progression, or proficiency, I should say, is a 4-star. Perimeter-centric still. We're going to go ahead, simulate this season. If I do stop at the trade deadline, I shall show you. Right now, I don't have any plans to. I guess the only thing I would do is to maybe trade Nurkic for a better center. We'll see. I'll see you guys potentially at the deadline if we decide to do so. This season, Giannis, instead of only winning Defensive Player of the Year, actually gets MVP in a Blazers jersey. Love to see that. Collier, Rookie of the Year. Tyler Hero, 6-man. Evan Mobley, Defensive Player. And then Wiseman, Most Improved in Milwaukee. So the Bucks went out and got James Wiseman. Shout out to him. Snyder, Coach of the Year at 68-14 for the Hawks. They're just always unstoppable. And then Cavs also doing their thing. So Giannis makes All-NBA first team. We do not get Dame making All-NBA second team this, or third team, if I could say, if I could speak. All defensive first team for Giannis and all defensive second team. Now, I did try to make a trade the deadline, but with little to no assets, I really couldn't make anything work. So this is what we got: 28 from Giannis, 25 from Dame, 16 from Grant, 13 from Gafford off the bench, which is excellent, and with almost 2 blocks, 10 from Isaiah Joe, 10 from Nurkic, 9 from DiVincenzo, 8 from Murphy, and then 4 from Jose Alvarado. So here we go. We get to play Utah in round 1. So they got Colin Sexton, Abaji, Markkanen, Chris Middleton, Sabonis, Kessler. Pretty good team in Utah, not going to lie. Hopefully we don't get bounced out by them. Similarly, current round. And that was kind of scary. We do beat them in 6. The Lakers actually go down, which is nice. We don't have to deal with them, but we do get Minnesota in front of us. So we have Naz Reid, Gobert, Cat, McDaniels, Edwards, and Chris Clemens. So Chris Clemens is a name I haven't seen in so long. Wasn't he? Yeah, didn't he play? I don't even know if he's in the league anymore. I don't think he is. Regardless, though, game 1, 1-0. We beat them by 22. Edwards, 28. And then Gafford, who actually had a huge game off the bench. Love to see that. 2-0 lead so far. 3-0 lead. And we're going to beat them in 4W. And now we get to play the Pelicans, who we made a trade with. Of course, they have McCollum, Dyson Daniels, who has progressed into the guy he is. Herb Jones off their bench, Nick Smith, DJ Wagner. So they lucked out on Wagner and also Nick Smith. Game 1, they're up 1-0. Hopefully we didn't get this far just to lose to New Orleans. 2-1, 3-1. And do we punch our ticket to the finals? Yes, we do. We finally got there, and we're either going to get an overpowered Atlanta team or an overpowered Cleveland team. Either way, it's going to be a tough matchup, as we know. So here we go. Of course, we get Atlanta. So Atlanta is one of those teams that I just hate playing. I feel like we're going to lose no matter what you put up against Atlanta. Usually it does not go your way, just with how overpowered the roster is. We'll see what happens. Game 1, we do actually beat them 1-0, starting off 27, 11, and 9. Dame with a double-double, and then Gafford also had one. So 3 double-doubles in that first one. Game 2, even it up, 133 to 106, 26 and 8, 25, 12, and 9. Game 3, 2-1, beat them by 12 there. Game 4, 3-1, and maybe we'll actually beat the Atlanta Hawks this time, and we do. Just like that, Dame and Giannis gets a ring in Portland. Giannis with his second and Dame with his first. So I'm going to end it off on that note. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and of course, tomorrow we'll probably be back with an off-season rebuild. If one of the teams get eliminated tonight, we shall see if they do. I don't even know who's all playing tonight, to be honest. Oh, duh. It's Philly, Boston, Phoenix, Denver. I don't know why I forgot about the Philly and Boston series for a second. All right. Well, if one of those two teams get eliminated tonight, which would be either Boston or Phoenix, I'll be back with one of those offseason rebuilds tomorrow. Or if one of them gets eliminated, we'll be back with that one. If none of them get eliminated, then, well, I don't know what I'll do tomorrow. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see y'all in the next one. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.